Oh yeah. Guess I need to. I don't need my hat. Well, I need this. I don't need that. Where's my? Why is what? Let me take off my hat. Let me put this away. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. All right, where were we? Welcome to the stream, everyone. I was working on this. I was working on this. I vaguely remember where we left off. Right now, I have a creature in my lap, so I don't have my keyboard at the moment. I hope I don't need it for anything soon. But welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. The boy is out of my lap. We're gonna finish this today, I think, and then I gotta finish this today. Well, I don't gotta. I should finish this today, which will be good, because as soon as I'm done with this, I'll be able to move on and do something. Stick around to the end of the stream. We are going to do something after I finish this. Because as far as I know, we should finish this today. I hope I finish this today. I'm going to be really sad if I don't finish this today. I don't know what I would have done to prevent me from being able to finish it today, but we're going to try some stuff. So first off, I'm going to try this, right? We're going to do this. To go use the stew. We're going to do this, and then I'm going to do this at that. We're going to try some stuff. There's a couple of things I can try here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why are you not responding to that now? Uh-oh. The color wheel broke. Uh-oh. The color wheel just straight up isn't working anymore. But, what? Why is that just broken now? Okay, we're gonna have to work with that. Don't worry about that, everybody. We'll figure it out. But there's a couple things I want to try, because I want to try using a little bit more of what I've learned and use a little bit more color exaggeration with certain things. Which is good. There's that, and then we just copy it, and now it's a solid color. And that'll allow me to fill this up a little bit better. Because essentially, I want to find ways to add color to things in such a way, or to add shades that are more dynamic than just kind of darker gray or whites. Because I've always liked being able to find different colors for things. I'm gonna do something like this. The goal is I need to keep this fairly consistent. I also need to keep a lot of the perspectives similar, I think. This is going to be darker near the bottom. And I'm going for a very, like, stylistic look approach anyways, which I think will help a bunch. And I'm going for a very cell look as well, which will also help quite a bit, I think. Kind of looking. Hello, you're back. What do you want? Make up your mind. He's like lap, and then he's like never mind, and then he's like lap, and then I'm like Come on, man. Just make up your mind. Just make up your mind. What? I gave you food. We went outside already. We went outside already. What? Need this. I need this color right here. More like right here. Take more of a chunk out of that. More like that. Trying to be much more crafty on some of this stuff and like take better stock of what kind of shapes I'm actually working with. Just something I'm not the most careful with all the time. I want to be more careful with. Oh. And like I said, I am essentially going for much more stylization anyways. And just really working with the colors that I have now. Try to shape that out a little bit more. You are being way too needy right now. You are being way too needy right now, bud. Dial it down 2 inches. Bud, you should make up your mind. Nope. Mainly, I just want him to decide whether or not he wants to be in my lap. This is a cat thing, right? Because sometimes he'll get in my lap and then he'll be like, I want your attention. And I'll be like, okay, get in my lap. And then he'll be like, no, I want your attention in your lap. And I'm like, well, that doesn't work, bud. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just gotta start filling stuff in. Sometimes you just gotta start filling stuff in, too. Merge this down. If I could find the button to merge it down. No merge. Oh, that's why. I was like, why can't I merge you down? Oh, that's why. Actually, it makes perfect sense. I do like this coloration, actually, quite a bit. It looks quite good. And then I think, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this, like, kind of gold, right? And we're going to thin it. I want to do. I want to do I definitely want this to be like a reflection. Definitely want that to be reflecting. Some way, shape, or form. That'll get the reflection of all the guys in the background. It's just gonna be subtle enough that you can see it. That's what I'm going for, is something subtle enough that you can see that there's something going on in the actual reflection. That's what I want, is something to show that there's something going on in the reflection. Seriously. Stop. Inconsolable the child. Can never be consoled. Must always cry. Let's start with this. Trying to decide how much this we see. So the light is straight on. Like that. A little bit more. The terror in the background. He is being a bit of a terror, but it's fine. So we're going to try this kind of dark red, right? And we're going to try it in different spots. Because what I want is it to be the thing that, like, gives a shadow. I want it to be the thing that gives a shadow to everything. We're going to try it in different spots. Not that thin. Decide then. Lap or no, buddy. I need you to make a decision because you keep on getting in the way either way. He hates it when I draw. That's one thing I've noticed, is he does not like it when I draw, and I do not know why. He hates it. Always. And get in the sit. Hmm. Not that color. We need to go a little bit darker, a little bit more red. More like that, maybe? More red? Maybe not that red. Oh, right, that's not working anymore. That's so. Why is that not work? Why is that the thing that's not working? That's so weird. Why is that bugged? Here, it's gonna bug me way too much. I gotta restart it. Hopefully I have nothing bad. Oh no, it's just that. What were you expecting to show up? Nothing inappropriate. Nothing inappropriate would have popped up. Now will Fresco start again? Hey Fresco, start again. Actually, maybe lighter. Hmm. Darker? Darker saturated. I mean, that's something at least. More saturated. What I want is a color that gives a little bit more contrast. I'm trying to be additive, you know? Just trying to add a little bit at a time, get a better idea of what there. Okay, now that's not what at all I expected it to do. Oh, I see what it's doing. Never mind. If I was to do that, I would have to add a layer first. Then we go here, box it out. Now I can add that. You just need to try a different color, I think. Sometimes you just need to try a different color. That's nothing. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta try different colors until you find something you like. And I think this is... Also, I now have a hypothesis. I think my cat just hates when I have something in my lap that is not him. Because he's a turd. Got this. Who are you gonna fill? How is this gonna fill? Is the question. Okay, it just filled what I thought it would. I was like, is this gonna break everything? Not quite. Not quite. Almost, but not quite. And this is something I want to get better at. So if I have this over here, right? I need to go in and I need to start adjusting from the other side. Just use the blue, clean up some of this here. Junk, take a bite out. Sometimes just take a bite out. I feel like it's always tough with stuff like this because it's like you either make 1,000 layers, or you end up with situations like this where you just gotta kind of add a little bit, take away, add a little bit, take away. Gotta remember, in some cases, there's no right. There is no correct. Just gotta do what will fix everything else. I know how to do. There we go. See, there we go. Ah, jeez. Got the most important part, arguably. Do that. So, this down here. Darker if I'm gonna do that. Honestly, I just need dark. Honestly, I just need dark. Nope, it's all the way. At best, probably have a little bit there, just to like just to kind of squeeze that in there. We need to go for some lighter stuff. Doing a lot of blues, so we're gonna do that. This something something more like this, or like this. Let's try this. And I think we're just gonna go with the cell shading. I honestly don't know if I'll do any line work. If I do any line work, it'll be very, very slight line work in places, using colors instead of just using lines, black lines. So like if I do line work, I want to do line work like this. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this, right? We're gonna go down to, how's 5 look? 5 is too thick. We are actually gonna go all the way down to 2. Very just slightly add some. This is the kind of line work I'm looking at doing right here. Oops. Where's my hand? That's my hand. I just want to add enough line work, kind of get the impression of just a little bit of curvature. Gonna go a little bit thicker here. Start drawing this out from this direction. And I'm just really trying to do better at kind of like filling out spaces and being willing to move stuff around. Try to go for a specific kind of lighting that I'm going for. That's something I really, really want to get better at. Oh, there's a save button. I'm going to use any this gray. Oh, down. Hope I can see. I hope anyone can see that. I think this might be a spot where I'm going to have a little bit of difficulty. Just due to some limitations that I have kind of set up for myself. And I want to take this gray, build this out. And this is kind of going back into my illustration background a little bit more, even though I've been very painty recently. This is much more akin to my illustration side. Which is honestly the thing that I know I have the most experience in, and the thing that I enjoy doing a lot is this kind of stuff. And I actually feel like I'd kind of gotten a little bit away from it, but like I grew up with a lot of contour line art. I grew up doing a lot of contour line work. And a lot of that work is some of the bigger influence on how I kind of go about manipulating different parts of a piece. You I think about it from a very like fine to thick is usually the way that I work. Usually. And I've kind of had to like reorganize some of that because I can't just only do fine to thick. It's got to be a little bit of variance. Need this to be more of an in-between color. We're gonna try this. I need a little bit more. I don't know, I just need it to be a little bit dark. Need to be a little bit darker there. And this is just something I want to get better at in general, is this kind of thing where I'm actually trying different colors and stuff to try to get different effects. This is just something I want to practice more. More like this. There, that's better. I do like that color. This color's a little bit better. Much better. I like that. I don't want to go back to some of my core color composition. Um, the composition I personally did do study at one point. I like a lot of use of like really. I like implementing color for like coloration of implied darks and lights a lot more than just using a dark and a light. I do that is something that I like a lot actually, and I want to use it more. I want to try to utilize it more because I feel like oftentimes I almost rely on it a little. I rely a little bit too much on just a pure black or a pure white or something in between instead of trying to find a way to implement something a little bit more interesting color wise. I do like how that's coming together though. That looks quite nice. Might also, you see that dark color, right? We're going to select this, right? Just a little bit more hue, actually. We're not going to. That's going to darken it. We're gonna change the saturation instead of making it outright darker. And we're gonna do this. Yeah, perfect. Thing I want to do. Like the perfect color. Exactly the color I want. So now we're gonna use that color. Gotta get in there though. Right? We're gonna use this color, right? This isn't too much. Come on, this is not too much at all. It's just a couple of reflections. These reflections could be anything. What do the reflections look like? Mason. A little bit more there. Make it smaller. I'm gonna fill in that edge. Definitely. Give it a little bit more depth. Just like that. I had to be more willing to actually like go in and color certain kinds of things because it'll work better for the piece if I do that. I'm curious, what is I don't even know what that line is, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's not important. Wait, I know how they go. This is not how the hold on. Not how they oh, there you go. I know how their legs work. Come on now. I gotta use my brain more. Come on now. I know how their legs really look. Oh, this is gonna look actually dope as shit. Hey, this is gonna look cool, I think. If I do this correctly, this is gonna look cool as hell. That said, this is why you use your references, people. This is why you look up references, because I should have looked up a reference for this. I'm doing this kind of from memory still, but I should have looked up a reference immediately and been like, I don't know what I'm drawing. You do not, it is okay to not know what you are drawing. I want to say this because it was a lesson I had to learn. It is okay to not know what you're drawing. Doesn't make you a bad artist, doesn't make you a bad anything. You need to learn somehow. And the way you learn, one of the ways you learn is studying reference. It is one of the ways to learn. And you can't study reference if you're not willing to admit that you need to utilize other work, other things to gain a reference point. You just do. As I say, as I continue to not do this from not memory. Don't do things from not memory. Do things from not memory. Do things from not memory, not memory. It makes sense, I promise. Something like that. And it look yeah, that looks cool actually. That looks really cool. And the idea. Hell yeah. I think I got the right idea, but we're gonna look up. Here we go. Yeah. We need to have that. Oh, that's gonna look cool. Oh, that's gonna look cool. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really cool actually. Things behind darker. You still can't tell what I'm doing. Then good, because it's supposed to be subtle. It's supposed to be subtle. It's supposed to be very subtle. It's supposed to be pretty subtle. That's so cool. Oh, that's really cool actually. Hey, this is gonna beat ass, I feel like. Actually, this style is gonna rule. such a cool effect. You know, I was listening to, there's a mix, highly recommend it. Sean shared it with me, of the Bay, Magdalena Bay, of Magdalena Bay fame, and going over the most recent mix live stream. They were just like sharing how they did it. They're just sharing how they did it. And they kept on saying something that I think sometimes, even when you get the most artsy people doing the most artsy things, they just kept on saying things like, I don't know, it's just a cool sound. Fun fact, people. Even though I even see myself sometimes as somebody who wants to be a very, like, expressionalist artist, sometimes I do things just because they're cool. And I think a lot of artists just do things because they're cool. Like, a cool thing, doing a cool piece is sometimes the main reason why somebody does anything. Me included, and I can be pretty pretentious, I feel like. If you find an effect, if you find something that you like to draw, and you draw it a specific way, and you think it's just cool to draw it that way, then that's all that matters. It means you found a cool way to draw something. And that's the best thing. That's the best feeling, is finding a really cool like effect, a really cool way to do something. Genuinely, I think. That looks dope. That looks dope. That looks dope. Okay, yeah. We're gonna do something like that. Then I just gotta treat it like painting. This one I think is gonna be much more painterly than even I expected it to be. And I'm just using a lot, like a lot of like trying to just shape things much more consistently. Want the light there just as like kind of. I want to use this yellow as like a highlight almost. So I need to go that, and I need to go ultra thin. Like, that's so cool. This is gonna rock. Hey guys, this is gonna look really, really good. The more I work on this, that like I love I love the reflection. That reflection looks so good. That reflection the reflection in that looks really, really cool. Actually. Much. Yeah. And I think we're just gonna do this purely stylistically. I thought about using textures, and no, I want this to be really clean. I don't know why. I want this to be really, really clean. I want to test myself here and have it be just purely with colors rendered. Like, I don't want to try to work too much else. I want it to just be purely colors rendered, I think. And by colors rendered, I mean like the only things that have like color, like it's not rendering from a texture standpoint. It's just rendering from a color standpoint. I'm not doing anything to particularly manipulate the medium. I'm not doing like a medium effect. I'm just doing adding solid colors They're all going to be solid colors, and a lot more like color study in this piece is what I'm going for, as a color study. And I need this white, actually. That's gonna look so cool. That's gonna look so cool the more I work on that. Oh, that's gonna look dope! Oh, that's gonna look good! Oh, that looks amazing, actually! Holy shit! Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, we're on something here. I'm on something. I don't know anybody else, but I'm definitely on something. You! No! How dare you? Sorry, bud. Sorry, bud. What do you want? Your best viewers. Best viewers. Pusha. Don't need better. Don't need any better viewers than the viewers I have. That's right. As always correct. You can really tell. I feel like to me it's obvious. I feel like to me it's obvious. The more I do stuff like this, it's like, man, you really weren't kidding, huh? You really aren't kidding, huh, Canary? Huh, Isaac? You've been hitting that Ross, and I'm like, yeah, I've been hitting that Ross. Yeah, I've been hitting that bub, Ross. Because I feel like this is very much the kind of stuff that he focuses on. He focuses a lot on. He actually focuses a lot on composition. This is the thing about Mr. Ross is Mr. Ross does a lot of composition work. It's what he probably does the most. And he's really good at it. He's really, really good at composition work. Is what's important to remember is composition work is like what makes his work so well is that he has a very, very good knowledge base on how to utilize composition to get effects to happen. That's like the main way that his work works. And it's really good. It's really, really good. His ability to utilize the composition of his work to create different effects is exactly how he works. Oh my god, this looks so good though. Oh my god, this is so cool though. Hey, this looks dope as shit, and I'm so excited that I'm doing it this way. It looks really good. And sometimes you just gotta be willing to like go in there, you notice something, you're like, yeah, that's not exactly what I want, right? Go in. More like that. Be willing to move the medium around where you actually need it. And that's something that's helped me a lot is learning how to really manipulate your medium to get to the places that you actually want it to go. Which takes work. It takes a lot of work and effort and practice and developing a developing a relationship with your art. A little bit. Lots of weird stuff like that. And if the sun is actually, yeah, I got the right idea here. This looks so cool. Oh, this looks so cool. Actually, this is this is maybe some of the coolest shit I've ever done. I'm not gonna lie. This looks so good and so cool. Oh, that's badass. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that looks so good. Boy, that's ooh. Ooh. Add a little bit more exaggeration here. Dig down into this a little more. And sometimes you just gotta wanna kind of go back in, down from below, and above, and down below, and then above. That gives it a little bit more texture for everything else. Especially when that's like a crowd. Oh, that's so cool! Look at that effect! There's little rocks popping in and stuff. Ugh! Oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. This is genuinely one of the coolest things I've ever drawn. If we don't finish today, it's because I ended up on a rabbit hole of trying to do the coolest little thing I think I've ever drawn. Oh, that's so cool. This is. I'm sorry if I'm like if it seems weird that he's like, why is your urge his mind? He's like, I've never done work like this. I've every t- we are in a very strange part of my life where I feel like I am constantly saying, I've never done this before, and it looks cool and good and rad and good. Uh-huh. Look though. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? This is not the fucking coolest thing I've ever done. Hi, Silos. Is that not cool though? Is that not dope as shit? I think this is one of the coolest things I've ever drawn. Hey, why can't I listen? I just saw a review of all of the US state flags. Let me draw one of the state flags. Your flag will look, hey, Kansas, let me redraw your fucking flag. It sucks. Hey, Kansas, I live in your state. Let me redo your fucking flag. I can do both better illustration and graphic design. I will do it. I live in your goddamn state. We deserve a better flag. It looks bad. It looks really bad. Maryland. What was Maryland's? I think I know what Maryland's was. Maryland's was pretty rad. Maryland's is good. Okay, I think Maryland's is good. I think it's a little too busy for me personally. I like the coloration and everything in there, but for me, it doesn't evoke anything, and it just is a lot of like different shapes. It's both a lot of and no information, but design wise, it's a really neat design, and I like that about it. I want to say this is like a solid for me. This is like a solid B to A tier flag. For best flag, Pennsylvania. We're okay. If we're gonna talk about like just technical artistry, Pennsylvania's flag beats ass. It's the best flag. I think it was Pennsylvania. Oh no, New York. I'm thinking of New York. Pennsylvania's no. I think Pennsylvania's is actually bad. Hold on. Oh no, Pennsylvania sucks. Never mind. I hate Pennsylvania's. It's C. Absolutely C. It's bad. Bad graphic design on that one. It has to be though New York. I think the New York flag. I'm just like this is the best flag. New York's flag is the only flag that has detail work on it that's good, in my opinion. Because I feel like you have two categories of state flag. You have state flags that are simple and like just really good graphic design, which is good. Very good graphic design is very good. Those are good flags. Those are at least B to A tier flags. Then you have another tier of flag that try to do something kind of fancy, but for whatever reason they always like to do them in these weird all the flags that are a lot of the flags that are this way, which go below C to D, by the way, almost none of these look good to me. Is they're always made out of these like really awkward shapes and have like just a really poor graphic design composition. They all look bad. They all have like they just don't work. And Pennsylvania or not Pennsylvania, New York's flag, genuinely a work of fucking art. That thing looks good. Even the detail work on it is good. It's a solid flag. It's probably my favorite flag. This is not a joke actually. My eyes have been opened. New York, you have the best flag in the states and as far as like a detail work goes. New York has the best state flag. Absolutely. It fucking kicks ass. It is so good. It's so good. It's got good composition, good colors, and it's not like made out of like paint graphics. Like it's got artwork on it. It's really good. Now I don't know if I could necessarily do a Pennsylvania flag, but I do feel like I could do a lot better than the Kansas flag. You could give me what the Kansas flag has right now. I either remove or I reframe the name Kansas because it doesn't do anything. It's just the name of the state, which a lot of state flags have. Apparently, like I didn't even realize. Like I didn't even think about it, and I live in a state that just says the name of the dang state on the flag, and never realized like that's kind of a cop out. That's kind of like, and it's not even good font. It's like basic It's just basic. It's just basic fun. Anyways, we don't got to get into that. I feel like that's taken a bit from somebody else. Anyways, I just gonna give I'll pay my respect. I'll pay my respect. Give my credit. My MLA credit to the Mackle Boys. They have a very good video of them reviewing all of the state flags. It's very good. I highly recommend it. Very fun. It's very stupid because it's the Mackle Boys. We love the Mackle Boys here. They gave me some state flag literacy that I didn't know I needed, and now I feel a little bit more informed, for better or for worse. They did that. It is the kind of bit though that I wouldn't mind revisiting with friends every now and then though, to be like, instead of like doing what they did where they did every single flag, I just kind of want to ask my friends now what they think of different flags just out of nowhere. Just be I As soon as Ari and Lauren come back, especially Lauren, um I'm going to ask them about, because they're a graphic designer. They're a really good graphic designer. I'm going to ask them about uh, their opinions of different state flags, because I think Lauren will have some opinions about state flags because she cares a lot. She cares a lot about graphic design. Um, she's gonna have some opinions about different state flags. Make an Isaac flag. Oh God. It's gonna have a dinosaur on it. It's gonna have a oh. You know what? I kind of like the challenge of that. I might do that as like a graphic design um challenge, is to make an Isaac flag based on the America state flags, based on I'll make one flag based on the features I hate the most, and one flag that I with the features I like the most. So I could do that. I could do that. Make a Goblin Entertainment flag. I might, honestly. That sounds like actually a lot of fun to me. You'd be surprised. I think I'd have a lot of fun with that. Perfect. Really, like that. And like I said, if I don't get this done today, which I would be surprised now, though I did take on a little bit more than I anticipated. But if I don't get this done today, whenever I get this finished, I will premiere the new video. So this is for a thumbnail for a video that is actually I'm eagerly awaiting to post on YouTube. It is actually sitting on the literal YouTube page right now. It just needs to be set live, so I will premiere it as soon as I finish this, which honestly, like, this is looking really, really good. So I'm very happy with how this is looking. It looks so good, man. I was not anticipating this to look this good. God, having that reflection there looks so good. It looks really, really good. And then I think I need to, so we're gonna go through here. Just need this darker. Not this much darker, I think. Yeah, about that much darker. Like that. And then same thing on the other side. About here. This-ish. Know what they say, smarter, not harder. Smarter, not harder. Honestly, what I should have done for this is I should have gone up a layer. I should have gone up a layer. Kind of boxed this out, filled it in with the paint bucket, and then compressed it. This, delete that. I think that was just a mistake. This will give me a couple more hues to work with here. Now I can do stuff like this. It's kind of for a highlight. So cool though. This is genuinely really cool and really fun to work on. This piece has been a blast. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And at some point, I'm going to have to add probably a highlight, and you'll see what I'll go for when I do that. And right now, I'm just trying to add a little bit more outline, get a little bit more spice. Kind of smudge this a little bit. Smudge fudge things a little bit. Not actually the color I meant to use, but it works for exactly what I wanted. I wanted to get that. It just trying to add a little bit of flavor to everything. Give it a little bit more scratchiness on surfaces, so that way there's a little bit more going on with it. I feel like is what I'm going for. Wow, he's back. He's back to cause problems. Add some drop ships coming in. Just add some drop ships coming in, just like a couple here and there. This is so cool though. This is really fun. Here's what we got to do. We've got that right. We've got all of that, and I want to take this. We got a light blue. I want to start. I want a light blue. I want a light blue highlight. Might not be that easy. I really want to add some blue to everything is the thing. Agree. It's too dark. I'm trying to see is if I can get something contrasting a little bit to get just something in there. That's too dark. That's closer. See, I don't just want to use the white, though. I want to find something that really, really works, but I'm kind of like, I mean, I've got this color, right? I've got this color. Might just have to go with that. Yeah, we just might have to go with this. Go bigger too. The reason why is I have to make sure that if I'm gonna get different hues, I need to get enough of these in here. Actually work with it. Beads. So what I want to go for is I'm trying to get my base down so that way I can start just working with the different in-betweens. Something like that, right? I really want to use that to my advantage. Trying to Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I really want this to give the impression that like there's a light on them right now. Going to do I need more up this way. This way. just trying to add a little bit more variation here. So really like give the ground a little bit more texture is what I'm going for. That looks so cool. That looks so, so good. I really was not expecting this to turn out this good. Some buildings in the background, maybe. Like that. This is when the cities first appeared. And really, I'm just trying to give it a little bit more flavor. Just a little bit here and there. Just here and there. That is so cool. Dude, this is genuinely so goddamn cool. This came out really good. Want to like just start barely at something like this that what I want to do now. So I have all these hues, right? I have all these colorations, all these hues. No, what the hell did I just hit? No, I don't want that. Want to start. Like we have this reflection, right? Like I really, really, really want to make sure that you get this idea, this sense that everything is like on its own thing. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Like I really want it to be like layered out. I mean, I feel like I actually hit it, honestly. I feel like I nailed it. I might not need to do as much work as I think I do. I'm ready to do something more like that, and we're just gonna work with what we've given myself. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. And I think what I'm gonna do is we have this like much darker orange, and we're gonna use more of it on this side, so that way you can still see it come through. Kind of like that. Very lightly. In. And we're just going to... Here's what we're going to do. I need to take this, right? I need to make a circle. Just need to make a circle. That-ish? Like that-ish. Now what I do... Nope. Now we go fine again, right? Now we go fine again. Something like that, right? Do something like that. I want to take this, right? Trying to think how I want to handle this. I mean, if I make it if I just keep it a solid circle, that might not be a bad thing, actually. Kind of based on how it's going. And it doesn't look bad as a solid circle, is the thing. If anything, I now need to like, take this color. Going to... Yeah, some more like that. And I need to take, like, this color. Just need to very, very lightly break it up. Kind of like that, maybe? I mean, I like that. I like the way that looks, actually, quite a bit. Like that. Then, just to see where we're at, we're gonna try to zoom out. I have some way to zoom out. I don't remember what the button is. Yeah, here we go. I've been rotated this whole time. Didn't even realize. It's gonna be awkward. Didn't even realize I was rotated that whole time. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And I mean, if I wanted to keep going on this kind of like exploration, first off, these fish. Here-ish. Like that. More. I definitely want this to go up that way. I want it to go down to a 2 or a 3 and just like be just right on the edge here. It's a little bit on the edge right there. The other side, just a little bit. I need to hide this. It's getting in my way. Hide. Hide. I can see. Now I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go with, so that's a dark blue. We're gonna go with this. Really light. Just going to try this. That. Right? It's like something like that. I do like something like this. Nope, too much. That's not that bad. For some reason I thought that'd be more. This. More like this. Like this. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Just something like that. And I want just ever so lightly. So we want to take like something light like this, and we want to go back, start doing stuff like more like that. So lightly. And this is something I learned from college. I don't know what it is, but if you add just like some white contrast, like a lighter color, just something, anything, the outsides of objects, it just makes them look much, much better. Makes them look much, much better. Honestly, I think we go like, let's go like a really dark color, right? We go like a really dark color with a red saturation. We're just going to go about half. I'm going to try something kind of, we're going to try something kind of uh extreme. So we're going to make a new layer just in case, and I will really want to try something. This one is going to be kind of like a dark red like this, right? And we're going to go up this. Actually, no. I know what I want to do. I want to do that right, but I want to do really light. Ooh, really light. Really light. Even less. More red. Right now I'm just trying something just to see if it'll work. Pure additive. Same thing. Very, very light. Not enough. It's not enough. Too watercolory for me. I wanted there to be like some contrast, but I don't think it works. Maybe this works. Maybe that works. Sometimes you just gotta be willing to try something. Get a little bit more extreme. Too extreme. Just 13%. Nope, we'll do that. All right, we got like all that, right? Like, I think that's pretty good, honestly. The only other, like, if I was to do anything, it would be to try to like really get some of these like outside colors to really pop. So maybe I do. Let's try just like some line art. Let's just try some line art and see how this goes. Like, if I do, if I do an outside edge, do it very subtly. Again, we're going for additive here. And this is kind of like reverse of what I usually do. Usually I work the other way around, I feel like. Like I usually do my line work first and then I add like all the colors and stuff. But this is like really trying to like be like, no, I want to add line where I actually need it instead of putting line everywhere. So that way it's more stylistic. And I do want it to have a little bit more contrast. Like I want it to pop a little bit more than it currently does. Which means the best way to do that is going to be like a solid white and a solid black. Honestly. Not my fault, it's the best. Damn it, I had it perfect. But I do think, yeah, adding these black lines will add some nice detail and give it a lot more structure. It doesn't have any right now. What's funny is I was wanting more of a like, I was inspiring this more off of a specific like still shot from um Pat Labor too, but I'm getting a little bit more of a Clone Wars vibe from this, which it does. It feels very Clone Wars. Also, I would be lying if Mr. Gendy did not severely inspire a lot of the work I do. I would not be telling the truth. He didn't play a very big influence on a lot of things that I do. All right, I want to take that, but I want to take. Let's see. Let's have some fun with this. I'm gonna just take this orange, right? We're just gonna take this orange. We're gonna bump it down to about there. We're going to go up to here to about 40. It's going to. Nope, didn't work. So thinking about it, the way that would work would be this is the color I'm working with, right? Something like this, slightly denser. That's better. And I think it goes something like this. Then you take the rest. And I'm just trying to do my best to give the cave just a little bit more. Kind of start doing the same thing here since it's got ripples and it's fabricy, so it's got to have just like a little bit, just a little bit of a ridge there. Wow, that looks really good though. That looks really, 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 really good though. I feel like that looks quite nicely. It looks quite nicely. We got this, but I really want to give it more of an orange tone. How's that look? That's nothing. Well, we might not finish this today. Fuck. I thought I was going to, but turns out I ended up going hog wild on this. I was not anticipating to do this much work, which is not a bad thing. This is not a complaint. I just really didn't expect to be getting this into it. Something like this. Maybe. Like, I knew I was gonna get some work done today, but oh my god, I didn't think it would be this much. Actually, we need to go back. I need to go back to that color. So I need to go back to this, and we need to do all of it, right? There's some variation here. Let me see if this washes it out too much. Does that wash it out too much? It does. Actually, I want it to be that. Okay, never mind. No, we're good. I should have trusted myself. We want this kind of like green color here. But I don't want it to wash everything out, is the thing. I don't necessarily want to wash everything out. Not necessarily. I just want it to look a little bit lighter on this side. So that there's a slight highlight there. I want it to be more subtle. And I just trying to use this to and I want to add like a back shadow almost is what I'm trying to do. Not trying to add line everywhere. I just want to add more. More of like just a definition, so that way you can actually see like where the back of this is. I don't want it to be a line, I want it to be like I want it to be like a shape almost. I still want it to follow things. And like build out and shape out and give just like a little bit more exaggerated lighting is really the goal. A little bit thick. Yeah, like that. Might have to build that out a little bit more, but this is good. Just trying to build a little bit more definition in these areas. That's looking really good, though. That's looking really, really good. God damn, that looks so cool, though. Holy shit. That the visor is absolutely the best part of this, I feel like. Like that came out so good. It came out really nice. I'm gonna try something like that. Go try that up. Nice. Yeah, no, this is looking quite good. Well, we might still have one more then. I will see. I might need to wait one more. Given how much more work this is turned into, but hey, better to I want this to look good. I want it to look good, so I'm gonna make it look good. I'm gonna make sure it looks good. I really did not think the visor was gonna come out that way though. God, that's still my favorite part of this whole thing is how that visor came out. That visor looks so goddamn good. Like unbelievable how good that looks. a little bit. I'm still a little mad that this is hard to do, because I really want to add. I just want to add a little bit of blue. I mean, I like how this looks, so I don't think there's anything else I can really do with it. Aside from just add some details and stuff like clean up the render as much as possible. It's gonna be hard to do anything but what it has now, so oops. I all back over like that. Want something like that, just to give it a little bit more depth. Break up this line a little bit. I really like the way that the light like moves across the helmet. I like that it's centered near the center in like in a vertical strip. I really like that. I'm gonna try this real fast just to see how this looks. The idea is that I want it to have a degree of separation, so that way it's like, okay, so it's not like there's a pretty significant lip. But enough that like you can tell. Enough that you can tell. Ahoy time! He's good. It's good. Honestly, like, holy crap. I feel like I am on something today. Because, oh, zowie, this This is coming out really good. Hey, this came out really nicely. Thank you. I've been on something recent. I don't know what it's been personally. Actually, I really don't know what it's been recently. I think a combination of hitting a stride that I've needed to hit for a long time with my work and a little bit of the good old desperation. I don't know. I definitely just feel like I'm in a good spot with my work to finally be like, somebody look at this. Somebody look at this. Please. I need more people to look at this. And again, I think the thing with this piece that works so well is that this is all done with vector. This is not done with any of the emulated pieces. This is just vector. I do. I do. I post them on the Discord, I post them on socials, and then I post them on Coffee and Patreon without the without the watermarks. So normally I have watermarks on everything else. So this is, if I was to post this now, I usually post the work in progresses on all the socials. That's where I post all of this. So like to whatever this ends up today is what's going to be posted on the socials. And then when it's finished, finished, I post everything to everywhere. And then on Coffee and Patreon, they get a special unwatermarked version for anyone who supports the Patreon. So if you want to see this unwatermarked, you want to really steal my work, you at least had to hopefully pay for it. So, at least trying. I'm at least trying to encourage people to steal my art. God, I will say, and maybe this is just my style, but I will actually admit, like, I'm like, how I feel like I see like a lot of artists. So like I watch the Drawfee people and they're so clean and I'm like, how do you get so clean with your work? I feel like mine is always a mess, which ends up working, like it ends up working in my favor cuz look, I feel like when you zoom out from the vector, it looks good. It looks like it's got an amount of like character and roughness to it that does actually work in its favor. I think that does fit my like that is something I can subscribe to my style. However, it does it it stresses me out that as soon as you zoom in, I feel like it's a fucking mess in there, man. It looks gross. It's nasty in there. It does. I could see that. And part of it is I don't know how useful it is like cleaning some of this up. I think I kind of want to leave it like more messy anyways. Like I just like it messy, I guess. I mean, there's still value in doing stuff like this. And I mean, like you do want to go back and forth on it, especially when you're working in kind of vector art like this. You're wanting to do a lot more back and forth and get things nice and filled in or cleaned up where you need it to. But I'm not. This isn't a very clean graphic, anyways. This is not a very clean graphic to begin with, anyways. So I'm just like, I don't even know if I need to go that far. I might not need to go that far. It would look nice on the micro, but on the macro, it's like I don't even know if you can notice that kind of stuff. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. I can't. I sure as hell can't. But it is worth at least like, adding back in a little bit, I think. I remember reading a post talking about how the alchemists in FMA draw perfect circles every time, and apparently it's a thing you can train up as an artist. Yeah. I mean that helps a lot. And part That is if you really want to make very, very good circles. But what that helps with a lot is a lot of like arm and hand control, which is very helpful. It is. Oops. On the right layer. I don't know what that is, so we're just gonna merge it all down. And that can help. But I feel like it just depends on also a lot of like your ability to do cleanup work, man. Like you just gotta do more cleanup work. I just gotta do more cleanup work. And that's not to say that like I think I need to clean everything up. I really do think I benefit from a little bit of dirtiness every now and then. I benefit from a little bit of dirt, I think. My work in particular benefits from a little bit of dirt. If anything, what helps him more than anything else is also having a lot of time to like practice just doing like you stop scribbling after a certain point. I do not scribble near as much as I used to, which is a good thing. I think like you want to get to that point. I think reducing your scribbling helps a lot with being able to retain like certain kinds of like shape and whatnot. Like you do a much better job of actually being able to shape things when you don't scribble as much. Because you're not trying to like fill things in. You're trying or you're not trying to scribble to fill things in. You're trying to fill things in like really methodical, persistent ways. I like that. Kind of like that. It also depends on how clean your work wants to be, because I'm a dirty artist. What can I say? I'm very, very dirty. Kind of works into my favor because you get stuff like this, and I think it looks really, really nice when I get it to look like this. It looks better this way. A little bit of imperfection can help your art too. Like that's the thing that I kind of like utilize is I try to be like I'm not so much perfectionist as I am a additionalist, if that makes sense, I guess. Like I always like put something down and then try to move it around until it's to where I want it. But not so much that I'm like spending forever on one thing. And after that, you just got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you get processes and aesthetics that you really, really like. God, that I love that reflection in his visor though. The reflection in the visor came out so good. I was not even anticipating that visor to look that good. It looks really good. I'm really proud of it. Yeah, we're just this a little bit less, a bit less. Yeah. This is my favorite way to do this. I don't know. I just really like being able to you add your like layer tone and then you take that color and you just start going for it in places. That's what I like to do. Like this. Something like this. Just gotta color within the lines. You just gotta be an adult and color in the lines. Which is harder than you would expect sometimes. Okay? Sometimes it's difficult to color within the lines, you know? It was easy to color within the lines all the time. My work would probably look a lot cleaner. Probably. Probably. And if you can do much cleaner work, proud of you. No buts. Like, if you can do it, good. I wish I could. I wish I could. Actually, my work was sometimes a lot cleaner. But it ain't. Also, on the flip side, it ain't always gotta be clean. It ain't always gotta be clean. Sometimes you just work with what you got, and that's enough. And that's enough. I'm gonna try this actually. This. I'm gonna add it darker. Perfect. That. The actual exact amount that I this. A little bit behind that. Ever so slightly behind that. Kind of like that. Have that go up a little bit more. The other shoulder. That, maybe? Oops. Yeah, dude, that looks good. I like that. That actually looks quite good. And I can do stuff like this. A little bit more this way. A little bit more symmetrical. And this is something I want to get better at, like being able to like go back and forth on this to actually get the shapes I want. That's another thing, is like, so to your credit of they make a circle perfectly every time. That cuts down on processing. That cuts down on actual work, labor hours. Like being able to do something in one go will save you a lot of time. That's what that is for. That is a great way. That is good. That is very good. This is not a but scenario of I have a reason why I don't do that. No, that is just a good thing to do. Um, that is a good way to be able to
consistently make like the same shape or the same thing over and over and over again. A lot more of it is less about like cleanness and much more about production. It's much more about being able to consistently do the same shape or the same size or whatever, so that way you're not having to redraw things. You're not having to re-go over things. You just get it. You just get it straight on the paper without having to take another pass at it. That is the value of being able to draw a perfect circle every single time. Because if you can draw a perfect circle every single time, you can draw a shape exactly how you need it on the first go. What that requires is less drawing something and shaping it to what you want, which is a very sculptorly way to do it, and instead is why they have to draw 100,000 circles. Because to get that one circle on the first go, you still have to draw 100,000 circles on your own. No buts. That is just an explanation of that kind of thought process. That is how that goes down. That is how that kind of decision is made. That is why that is the kind of logic for why that kind of thing is done. And it makes sense. It totally makes sense. You know, like it makes sense to be like, yeah, you want that. Especially if you're going for that kind of level of perfection. Okay, so you need this blue. A little bit deeper. That maybe? I think only near there. Yeah, like that. This helps. Want it to go much farther than that. Just to give a little bit more of a shadow. Right there. Because what I'm doing right now is painting. And painting is about structure, it's about um carving, it's about taking your time to like just add piece by piece what you want. And that's the way that I want to start looking at stuff like this. Is it's less about like how do I do things on my first go, which is much more useful for animation, which is very helpful for animation. I need to be able to do that. But this gives me the time to slow down, be like structure. I want to focus on structure. I want to focus on building. I want to focus on trying to get things the right shape, right size. If I notice that something is the wrong shape or size, I go to it and I go, okay, I need to change the shape or size. This needs to be. You're wondering, you're like, oh, but you've covered up all that work. And it's like sometimes that's how it goes. You have to move it eventually, anyways. You always have to be willing to move stuff eventually, anyways. Sometimes part of the workflow. And we're just trying to shape and reshape where we want things, and because we're working in purely digital, I'm not even using any texturing or anything. I have the flexibility here to be like, I choose a color, I put that color where I want it, and I build around it. So I'm doing less. I'm not really painting. I'm more like etching or shaving using like a really, really fine knife almost to like scratch in where I want certain things and shapes. Boy, that looks really good though. Ooh, that looks really, really good though. Like that. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's coming along very nicely. Now, this. Here's the weird thing. I actually don't know. Oh, whoa, oh, I. Ooh. No way I did that. No way I did that. Ah, beans. Ah, jeez. Ah, beans. Well, there goes my signature. Oops. That was an accident. It's fine. I'll just redraw it. I'll just rewrite my. I have to rewrite my goddamn signature. Ugh. Ugh. Ain't that just the way? Just kind of like that. This is looking really, really nice, though. Gotta trust. Just gotta trust. In fact, let's just get in there. Sometimes you just gotta trust that you did it right. Sometimes you just gotta trust that you did it right. That looks so good. Oh, that looks so good. Holy shit. Holy moly. Sorry, Bob. Holy Bob Ross. I can't say his name in vain. Oh, something more like this, right? A bit more out right there. Just something more like that, just to give it a little bit more shape. Then, what's funny is I need to... Still need to figure that out. That's gonna be a fun challenge. I mean, ideally, I guess I go bigger.
That's kind of a little bit more there. A little bit more. The idea is that I'm just adding these change. I'm just adding these chains. Oops. Like chain links. One at a time. That. More. A little bit more. Honestly, something like that. Same thing. Something like that. It's just essentially a necklace. It's just a necklace that goes down. A bit more. Oh shit. Well, too late for regrets now. I mean, we're at the part where I don't even think that's that important. Do want to add. Give him a sad mouth. Give him an unhappy mouth. Now I want to keep it like that, and I want this to maybe be a little bit thicker. This to be a little bit thicker. Trying to decide. Be something like that. This is kind of a hard, difficult part, is like adding just a little bit, enough to give it a little bit more texture without kind of overdoing it, because I don't want to add too much, but I definitely want this to have just like a little bit more flavor. Add something like that. Really show that you guys are kind of messed up. Want to show that they're messed up, but like they're still in the background. They're not
as defined foreground. There. Something like that. Ooh, that is really cool, though. I do like how that looks. I think this matches the kind of, like, gross body horror that the Illuminate Boatless are going for, so... Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Perfect. Is something like that. I need to look up just a regular overseer too. Why do I always think they have like a fin on their head? I guess they don't. They really don't. Just are round on top. Like they've got the side stuff, but they don't actually have a fin on top of their head. This also is interesting. They don't have a dot. They have much more separation in their eyes than I thought they did. They have something more like this. Something more like this. Got oh, going to do. Just gonna use two colors, kind of like I did with the walkers. I'm going to do the opposite here. Something more like this. Something more like this. Just want to use darker color. Kind of fill in the negative space. Right? And we're gonna just get a let's get a fingy. Let's just get a fingy in there. Just get like a little bit of a fingy in there. Something like that. A little bit thicker. Bit. Why did you switch my brush? That is not the brush I wanted. Just trying to fill in that negative space as much as possible. Give it a sense of depth. Go kind of on here, right? We'll go bottom a little bit, fill it up a little bit more. Separation. We go a little bit thinner. Oh, that's so cool! Oh, that looks so good! And again, we're just sculpting and filling the space as best as we can. Little bit at a time. Just a little bit. This is why I also say I feel like, really, honestly, Bob Ross would not have any problem, or at least not. He would actually endorse. I think he would endorse um, digital art. I think he would. Maybe not. I don't know. I did learn, unfortunately, that he didn't die. I did not realize when he passed away, which makes me a little bit sad. He like passed away shortly after I was born. I did not know that. I swore he like passed away way later, and that makes me feel certain existential dread. But I think he would be in full support of digital art in a way that and how digital art makes art accessible, it makes things easier, and that, it makes it so that way you can do effects and composition that you would be much, much more difficult to do in painting much easier, right? Like, I get the impression that, I think he would have really thought that digital art was really cool because of what digital art what is capable to be done in digital art is really awesome, right? Like, I think he would have been like, man, the things you can do in digital art, he, you know, are so much more accessible. And but the same principles still apply a lot of time in a lot of ways, like you still utilize a lot of the same principles that you do in non-digital art in digital art. You just have a little bit more. You actually have a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more forgiveness, right? And I want to talk about anybody who probably wants nothing more than forgiveness in anything. Probably fucking Bob Ross. It's freaking Bob Ross. Like, really, I think he would have really wanted that. I think he would have really been happy to know how many people both A, really appreciate his work, and B, still utilize a lot of the stuff that he did then. Now, like, I feel like going on an artist study with him really helped me a lot with a lot of work. I would not be doing this now if I hadn't started watching more Bob Ross recently. It's just a fact. I feel like I have to say it because like it. It's he's played it. He's played his influence. He's left his mark. I appreciate what I've learned, and I appreciate also what he does. And this is also what I saw in the Magdalena Bay video. That I'm like, okay, I kind of just want to do that more, anyways. Like we're here to make goofs and gaffs and jokes. I can do that, no problem. But there is something kind of nice about being able to like take some time to be like, okay, this is actually like, how I do my work. This is what my thought process is, like to better think through it. Like I really enjoy doing that as well. Like I want to do better about being able to talk about my work and being able to like actually sit down and like process it and be able to like do what I did earlier to break down like, okay, what is the value of being able to draw a circle every single time, and mean that. I mean that in like processing it. Like, what do you get out of doing that? Because you can get something out of doing that, and getting something out of doing that is the goal of doing anything. Well, doing a lot of things, I would say. Well, we might have one more week, guys. I'm gonna go extra a little bit today because I have some extra time. Gonna try to get done as much as possible today, but we might have one more session because I don't think I'm gonna quite get all of this done. But that's fine. Like this ended up being a lot more. Let's be honest. This ended up being a lot more than I anticipated, actually, which is fine because it looks rad. It looks so good. It it's amazing the work that I feel like I pulled off. Like this came out looking so good. So good. So having an extra day to work on it won't be worst. But we'll get as far as I can tonight. And like I said, I'm gonna at least hit. Oh, I'm about to hit 3 hours, so I'm gonna at least hit like another hour, at least another half an hour. Get as far as I can. Like I said, I got a little bit extra time, so I might as well go a little bit longer. It's for a project anyways, so do as much as you can. Do as much as you can. What I say. That's what I'm going for. And the only other thing that I want to like start on next maybe is like doing something like this. This is the only part. This is the only part that gets like anything like this. This background. Something like this. Something like this. Not that much. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go lighter. Need to go half that. Bigger. That's what. That helped. Really build it up. Just really build it up. I want to maintain this is for a video that is not going to be topical. I want to remind everybody of that. This video is out of the social consciousness. This is for a video that demonstrated something that happened at the beginning of when the Illuminate first invaded, well before they even invaded Super Earth. I want to maintain this out there. I'm probably gonna just get fucking yelled at by people on the internet, regardless of how much work you put into something that is not relevant. That is what I'm anticipating is going to happen. And I'm going to do all this work. This is going to come out looking great. And then people are going to be like, why'd you post this? Why'd you post this? This is so old. I'm going to be like, because I couldn't do it faster. It takes time to make things. Making things takes time, believe it or not. I mean, I think it'll be fine, but just want it to have like a really hazy sky effect. Just blur it out. Blend it out. Just wanted to do one color. Honestly, let's see how this looks. Nope. Needs to be behind. Needs to be behind. What's funny is it actually looks better kind of transparent like that with everything else. Interesting. So we'll see how that works. I might end up affecting some of that, but we'll see. Whoa! Okay, yeah, no, that effect stays. That was totally on accident, and it looks good. We might take it out like here. The alternative is I do this, which I think would be fine too. I do something like need to get in there. Something like this, maybe. And I mean, like, I definitely want to, like, try to keep some of it. It looks good. Like, it doesn't look bad. It is the shame of not making these, like... I wonder if there's an option, because these are technically see-through. If I convert it to a pixel layer, that doesn't fix anything. If I convert it to a vector layer... Yeah, I don't think I can, because even though the problem is the medium that I put down. Like the coloration is technically transparent. That's part of the problem, is that this is technically transparent. So I have to at least do something about this. Yep, just gotta
Very careful. Just gotta very carefully erase it out. I mean, leaving a little bit there is not the end of the world. And I mean, like, it looks cool, but it does kind of clash. Not the effect I'm looking for. It does. I do want to add, like, a little bit like that. Like, that looks cool. And we might look at adding a little bit on the outside of everything. We'll see. Like, it's still a cool effect. Not here saying I don't like it. I do actually really like it. Sometimes you just gotta be like, wow, that's a cool effect. Sometimes you just gotta say, wow, that's a cool effect. Break these up a little. Trying to do is give it a little bit more character and a little bit more variance. Are just rock surfaces. Ultimately, these are just rock surfaces. That looks really, really good, though. That looks really good and really cool. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Interesting. Oh, right. Oh, right. Oh, jeez. I accidentally. Here's what we'll do. We'll just do something like this, right? Get rid of some of that. Rid of that. Rid of that. Perfect. Nope. Add a little bit more color to this layer, just to give it a little bit more. Now, I still want that going in there as much as possible. I do want just like a little bit more gap here. Really, I'm just trying to give a little bit more variance.
So that way there's a little bit more space to play with here, and a little bit more with the eye for the eyes to look at. Because really, I don't want this to like be super, super dark here all the way. Not all the way. Perfect. Perfect. That gives like a little bit more space for your eyes to like kind of play with. And hey, sometimes that's how it goes with drawing. You find an effect on accident and you're just like, oh my gosh, that looks good. Oh my gosh, that looks good. And you're just like, well, I guess I gotta use this now. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. Gotta really give them like hand there. That so you can tell that there's something coming at you. There, something like that, maybe. Kind of like that. Leave some of that roughness from the actual brush in there, so that way there's a little bit of texture. This is looking real good, though. This is looking real, real good. No matter how this comes out, this is looking quite nice. I want to show that that's like a pauldron of some kind. Really trying to capture that this is like still like a hand or something. Which I think I did a pretty decent job of doing. Or at least I wanted to give the impression that there's a hand. Maybe it doesn't have to be a hand. It's a little bit more abstract anyway, since he's a little bit more in the background. Try this. That's so good. Oh, that looks so good, though. Oh, that looks so good. Holy shit. Absolutely unprepared for how good this was going to come out. Yeah. I was thinking about maybe having the staff in the background, but I think that's... Honestly, I think this is all the detail I really need. It's everything that I have here. Like, I don't actually need to add more. Oops. Yeah, that's sick as fuck. That's sick as fuck. And honestly, all I gotta... Here's what I have to do. We have to go to this, right? Now I just have to start overdoing it. Which, honestly, I'll leave that like that, but these I have to make solid. That's what I should have been doing. Sometimes that's what it takes. You just gotta try stuff until you find out what you actually need to do. Hit that. Down to that. Hey, you. Pop back open. Hey, you. And back to that. What are we at? 313. A little bit longer. Really, I'm just looking to try to get as much as I can here, though. Like I said, I kind of like that effect a little bit, so I want to leave some of it, but I don't want it too much. It's not really what I'm going for. It's not actually the effect I'm going for here. It's cool and all, but it's not quite what I want to do. There we go. Like that, maybe. I mean, the red is still coming through, and it's still going to look good, even if I have to kind of recolor over some of it, which is fine. Yeah, this still looks... It was a cool effect, but I still think this looks better, because it matches the composition I'm going for a little bit better than that. It is a cool effect, though. It is something for me to consider in the future. Like, that genuinely, I was not expecting that to look like that at all. God, that's so cool! Oh, that looks so good! Oh, that... Holy shit. I fucking cooked, guys. Guys, I'm... was born in 93, and I fucking cooked. I'm allowed to say it. I feel like the Zoomers would agree. I fucking cooked. Like, no, seriously, I feel like this came out really, really well. Holy moly, I was not expecting this to come out to this extent at all. Now, real good. Woo! But such is the cost. If I really want this to finish off a little bit better, I'm gonna have to take one more session at this, I think. I'm gonna have to take one more crack at it, I think. But yeah, I do think it only has one more session absolutely after this. Like, holy crap. But I do think I've really nailed an aesthetic here that I'm going to be utilizing more. There's a lot of building. Only took me about 6 hours. I want to say this piece was about 6 hours of work. Will be about 8 hours of work, which is about a day's worth of work, I would say. It's about an 8 hour session. I'm gonna say like I'm gonna shoot for about an 8 hour, 6 to 8 hours for any given piece, especially with something like this. That's not bad. I would say definitely could use to improve some time, but 6 to 8 hours for something like this is not that bad actually. Definitely much faster than my previous kind of like time for something that is this developed, this process. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. So cool. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That right there, that's good. Help! I think I've been possessed by a previous artist or something. Bob, is that you? Bob, are you inside? Bob, are you just mad that I swear too much? Like, I guess I could do that less.
I think Bob wouldn't appreciate how much I say the fuck in the damn word. Sorry, Bob. I'll do my best to be responsible, but I have to say the damn word. You have to let me say some of the dang words. Ah, nuts. He's influencing me. I have to say the funny curse words. It's what's gonna. The ideas are still there, Bob. I promise I can embody the ideas, but I do have to. The kids won't understand unless I say fuck or damn every now and then. I'm sorry. I have to. I have to. I mean, I do genuinely believe and resonate and uh, want to iterate that, a lot of the things the man stood for and talked about, I too wish to stand for and talk about. I might have a different sense of humor and a different way of saying it, but I do genuinely believe and agree with a lot of the things the man said and would like to, at any level, in any way, try to express the ability to share the same kind of things, share the same kind of, express the same kind of thing, similar and same kind of thing. You know, do want everyone to be able to live their lives peacefully, to be able to do art easier. Do art easier. Do not do not feel subject to having to do your art the right, quote unquote, right way, or the fast way, or the slow way, or any way that gets you to get art done is the right way to do art. Actually, actually, there's always things that'll help, and I hope that if you're out there and you're watching this and picked up on some things you hadn't considered doing before, that's it. That's all. That's all. That's all that really matters in the sort of kind of scheme of things. Bob is not trying to tell you how to do your art. Bob is trying to give you a frame of reference to help you make better art. That's all he wants. That's all that I want for anyone, is that if you find a way to do something that works for you, that's better for you, then it's good. That's all that matters. And you can get that from other people. Got something like that from here. That would mean a lot to me. It'd be really cool if you did get something like that out of this place. If you got a little bit of insight, a little bit of insight on art, a little bit of insight on being able to laugh, being able to find the joke in something, being able to find a little bit more peace. That's actually really what I care about. That's really what I want to provide for the world, no matter what. Being able to provide a little peace for the world would be nice. I think we do. I think that's okay to say, too. I think we could use a little bit more peace in the world. That's why I'm drawing something for Helldivers. The true embodiment of peace. No. Oh my god. I think I will call it there, though. I think I will call it there, so that way I can go make some dinner. Went a little bit longer today because I had a little bit more extra time. Normally I would call it sooner because I normally would be going to hang out, but unfortunately today my friends are not available. I hope they are okay. I hope they're doing well. They had a bit of a day, from what I could tell. I can't say more on that. It would be private, but I do know that my heart goes out to them. I miss them. I hope they are doing well. I normally we would be hanging out at about this time, but they're dealing with something very important. And if you are out there dealing with something very important, I hope that you have a better day too, and that you're doing okay, and that if you are dealing with something important right now, that I miss you. Whoever you are, you know, stuff happens. So, and I want to be able to say that knowing I took this time
to be able to do my own thing, and it gave me some more time to do my own thing. But I do hope that I could spend time with my friends, as anybody could, more in the future. Because right now, I actually can't spend time with them because of something that's going on. So I do hope that they're okay, and I do hope that everyone is okay. If you are having anything like that right now, I hope you are doing okay. So, like I said, as much as I was Bob, this is where I meet Bob in the middle. Bob, I get to say the funny joke, I make the funny scream every now and then. I promise I will get the message out there to say the good things that he would stand for. But I do like to take my own time to be able to say fuck and damn every now and then. Sorry, Bob. That's where I meet you in the middle. I gotta be able to say my funny ha ha joke and say piss every now and then, so that way on the flip side I can remind everyone to go drink water, because I didn't really drink that much water. So take care of yourself and that you matter. Damn it. Because you do matter. Everybody matters. You do matter. You matter to somebody. You matter to somebody. Always remember that.
When day is dark, always remember happy day. Which is a very silly thing to say, but actually is kind of good. Not bad advice. There's way worse advice out there. I think it's okay dumb advice. It is okay dumb advice to be like, when day is dark, always remember happy day. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing to want to aspire for. Oh, oh, that I had. Oh, I've done some artwork on the wrong layer. Oopsie. Here's what we're gonna do. Very easy. That, right? Close it. Invert. Work. Invert. Then we're gonna X. Then that. That. There we go. It's very touchy. I don't know. I think maybe it's a triple. Maybe it's a triple tap. Because I don't know how to reliably get that to work sometimes. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I think we're gonna call it. I just gotta re-sign my work because I accidentally well, you gotta be careful. This is why you gotta be careful what layer you're on sometimes. I have to re-sign it. Oops. Oopsie. Your signature changed. Yeah, it's because I'm a dum-dum. Accidentally may or may not have. Somehow, I don't even know how I merged it down there, honestly. Alright, yeah, I should call it. I'm gonna go make some dinner, and then next time we'll definitely finish this. I feel a little embarrassed to say that I did not finish it today, but at the same time, kind of glad I didn't. Kind of glad I didn't finish it. Because if I look at it this way, the fact that I didn't finish it today means that it'll look even better when I actually finish it. When I actually finish this piece, it'll look even better. Because there's just that much more work that needs to be done on it. But because there's that much more work that needs to be done on it, I did really good work today. Like, I did more work than I thought I was going to. I thought it was gonna be like just like a couple more mats, get that background in there just a little bit, and it'd be done. And it wasn't that, but it wasn't because I wasted time. It wasn't because I didn't do work. It wasn't because I didn't. It was because I overestimated how much more work I needed to do, because I ended up learning things that made the work look that much better. So, damn, this piece is coming together really well. I think this piece is gonna look really good when I'm actually finished with it. I think this is gonna be one of the best thumbnails I've ever done. Boy, I hope I could do one better than it, because holy shit, I feel like this thumbnail is gonna look really fucking good. I've been on some shit, man.
I don't know what's going on with me right now, but I have been on it. I have been on it, and I'm glad I've been on it. It's been so good, and I hope that it continues for the foreseeable future. And I hope you all stick around and see more of what I'm gonna be doing, because no matter what, I'm just glad that I'm still doing stuff. That people are seeing me do stuff more than anything else. I'm glad that I'm doing stuff and that the stuff I'm doing is still growing and still doing more. I'm doing more of it. Will say, like, work. It's a lot of work. And I'm glad that I'm doing the work. 'Cause it looks good. It feels like every time I like do a little bit more work and I get a little bit farther and I get a little bit more established at being able to do things that I could not do before. I could not do this before. Hold on. Sorry. A little bit of inspiration. This. Yeah. I get a little bit better at everything I do. You can do that too. But you can. That's the big thing. Well, everybody remember, you can. Get a little bit better at everything you do. The more you do it. Keep doing things. Don't stop. Don't give up. Whatever you're doing, don't give up. You get a little bit better at everything you do, no matter what. Keep going. Keep fucking doing things. Bastards! Alright, okay, now for real. Now for real, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Thank you for joining, everybody. We're gonna do one more thing. I gotta open up my thing. We're gonna do one more thing. Before I go, I would do this one with the mouse. Would that be awful? Oh, what if the bit is I have to do when I have a drawing pad? I have to do this one with mouse. Okay, fine. We'll do it this way from now on because I love the pain. I guess. I guess I just love the pain here. From now on. Hopefully, it won't break everything to do this, because this would save me some time too. If I can do this before the end of every drawing stream. Actually, I can't do it that way. Hold on. Let me put my desk back together while we're still live. This would help save me some time, actually. Let me put my desk the way it's supposed to be. You guys can't see what I'm doing right now, and you should. Nightmare. Oh, that's much. All right. Before the end of every stream, we're going to make an image together. The last thing that we do. If you want to participate, all you got to do is type in chat. Whatever chat says, I'll use as a reference. And then I'll make an image, and I'll share that image before we rate out. So, falling asleep standing up while having your portrait drawn. I'm kind of understanding a little bit better what makes me be able to do this a little bit better. That helps me is being able to have a prompt that I feel like if the prompt can be like a little bit like I can like lay out the whole prompt right then and there, and then if anybody wants to add to it, I'll add things to it. I think that's the best way for me to do that. I think so. I think that's probably the way I should do it. Okay. So, falling asleep standing up while having your portrait drawn. All right. I think I have everything I need. We're going to make a slight adjustment to this. I'm going to use my mouse for this instead of what I was doing. Was not using my mouse for this. So we're just gonna get in there. We're just gonna get in there. So I'm gonna make an image, and if you want to see the result, stick around to the very end. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Listen, it takes several days to do a piece of artwork sometimes, and your subject might get a little bit lethargic in the meantime. And that's really what matters, is that you're still working on it. There we go. Look at me. Look at me. Perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. All right. Stick around to the very end, everybody. I also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid after every stream, so that way the vampires in our chat can keep watching. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows. Because it's almost breakfast time. Actually, no. Everybody go lock your doors and windows. It's almost dinner time for daywalkers, and this is... So stick around to the very end. We also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid after every stream for the daywalkers. But make sure to go lock your doors and windows, because it's almost dinner time for daywalkers. And thank you for joining, everybody. Hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by, chatting and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram. There's a link to all the socials in the Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else we're up to. And just generally, you can come hang out with the rest of the community there. It's a good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community there and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Make sure also hashtag with MCCanary. Link it back to the stream so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. And if you want to see the stream grow, you got to let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help us out. Just super rad that you guys are willing to do that. So go tell people about the stream. Go tell your friends about the stream. I won't. And as always, huge thank you to all of the supporters on Patreon, Coffee, and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you, so we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you get, you can always subscribe directly on Twitch, or check out the Patreon and Coffee here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you to Mods for your wonderful job of holding back the rubber and becoming famous. And thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. Hope you had a good time. I had a great time. This piece is too good for a YouTube thumbnail. This video should have been done 3 months ago. Anyways, I'll get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Check out the rest of our friends in Goblin Entertainment here. That link tree has links to everyone's channels and everything that they've done, that they've been up to. And the rest of my stuff here, which has everything that I post to. So you should go check everybody out in Goblin Entertainment. And stick around, we'll go say hi to Cooter. He's doing some shiny hunting, so hopefully he'll enjoy seeing the farts. He'll enjoy seeing the farts, so hopefully we can send him where we're at. Otherwise, go say hi to him. He's a good guy. Have yourselves a good evening. Take it easy. And remember, sometimes finding out that you have more work to do just means that you had more work to do than you expected to do. I think I put this on the wrong one. Get it? Because, like, he's been like standing for 2 weeks. They've been like standing in the same pose for 2 weeks and they fell asleep. Because I need a reference. Can you believe that this is the same this is my skills with a mouse. What's funny is I actually get the impression that my ability to draw with a mouse is still more impressive than people expect it to be. They're like, you drew that with a mouse? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how? I'm like, I don't know, man. A sin against nature.
Bob Ross is the only thing that's good inside of me.
That's not true. I got plenty of good parts. I just also will go to hell probably for some things, but at least we'll try to make the world a better place before I go there. And I mean that.